My name is Paige and welcome to my channel. Today I will be doing a video on contouring, highlighting, and baking. I have my eye makeup on and I have foundation on, but I have nothing else yet. Just a quick rundown for anyone who doesn't understand or know anything about contouring and highlighting and baking with makeup. Contouring is what will create shadow. Where you contour depends on your face shape and basically how you like it and how you feel that you look best when contouring. Highlighting is the opposite. Highlighting brings certain features out. I like to put a lighter concealer underneath my eyes so it helps to cover up the dark circles underneath and just help bring that to light. So it looks brighter and I look more awake. To be contouring today, I'm gonna be using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Contour Kit. This is in the shade 813 Light. It's their lightest one. It's a fairly gray tone contour. I don't use the highlighting part much. I usually just use the contour side. Another good contouring palette from the drugstore is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. But mine, it's broken. I don't have any rubbing alcohol right now to fix it. So sadly, we won't be using this today. But it's a good one. For highlighting portion, I will be using my Tarte Shape Tape. This is the lightest concealer I have, and I really wanted to be able to show you the contrast between it and the contour. And baking. Let me explain baking. Baking is something that's been in the makeup industry for years. But what it is essentially is taking a loose powder and caking it up over your concealer where you've highlighted, and the powder and the concealer underneath warms up with your skin, and it helps to create a smooth surface underneath the powder, and the powder just kind of melts into your skin. For many people, it's a great way to get rid of any creasing underneath the eyes, anywhere else they're having trouble with creasing, fine lines, that sort of thing. Disclaimer, baking does not work for everyone, so if you've tried this and not had any luck, it might just not be for you. But if it works out for you, great! Today I'm going to demonstrate how to do all three of those things. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, first thing I'm doing is showing you the areas of the face to contour. Now I have a e.l.f. contouring brush here. It's very thin, it's a very thin packed brush. It helps to create a line right where you want the shadow. I'm just gonna take some of the powder in the contour, and I'm gonna go right underneath my cheekbone. You want to start back near the top of your ear and go inward. Like I said before, where you contour depends on your face, but usually right under the cheekbone. And one thing you'll want to do is to try to blend upward. You don't want to blend too far down because that'll drag your face down and make your face look it'll look kind of muddy over here, and nobody wants that. You don't want to put too much, but if you do, just keep blending and hopefully it'll make it better. All right, let's start on the other side. And you don't want to blend too far in either. You don't want to bring it like all the way in. It's just gonna not look great then. Now, I don't do a whole lot of like really deep contouring. So me demonstrating all this, it's not my usual go-to, but they're good techniques. I might do a little bit of exaggeration here just so you can see it better on my camera. Okay, now that's just contouring the hollows of the cheeks right there. Another thing you can do is bring the contour up onto your forehead. So if you have a big forehead, I have a pretty big forehead. Around 4 fingers here for mine. It definitely is a forehead. If you've got that, if you got like 3 or smaller, you might not want to, but like 4 fingers, I say it's pretty good to contour. So one thing you can do is bring it up into your temple and then up onto your forehead to create a shadow up here to give the appearance of a smaller forehead. I always have this trouble of my little baby hairs getting in the way whenever I start putting makeup around my forehead and stuff. Okay, I won't put too much around my forehead just because my bangs cover a lot of my forehead whenever I pull my hair down. A lot of people also like to bring their contour downward and on their jawline. I feel like I could never blend it out very well there, so I almost never put my contour down there. But if you want the illusion of like a sharper jawline, that might help you. Another place I like to contour is around the nose. Now what you want to do is get it right there on the sides of your nose where it curves down. Contouring the nose can be kind of tricky. You want to match it, you want to connect it up here to your brow bone, or else it's going to look kind of funny with like line here and then nothing here. One thing I will say about this L'Oreal contour, I feel like it's very light. I feel like it might not be showing up on my camera, and I really hope it is, because if it isn't, this video is going to be terrible. I like to go in on the corners of my nose right here too. A little trick to give the illusion of a bigger bottom lip is take your contour and put it right underneath it. And create that little shadow right there. And you can also use cream contour. I actually don't have any cream contour on me, so that's why I went ahead and went with the powder. But next I'm going to go with my Tarte Shape Tape. Now, the thing about this is it's very thick. A little bit of this goes a long way, so I'm going to wipe off a bit of excess and just try to create a line so I can just show you what kind of shape I do anyway. A lot of people go in and create this sort of triangle shape along their outside of their nose underneath their eye. You want to bring it down. You don't want to put just all of the concealer right under here and not bring it down any further. What you want to do is bring it down a little bit. Now, obviously don't if you want to bring it all the way down to your chin, you can. I ain't judging. Now, I'm just doing this to kind of show you what shape I usually make. A lot of people go further into the nose. Like I said before, and I'm probably going to say a million times in this video, you do you with whatever you think looks best on your face shape. This stuff a little bit goes a long way, so I'm definitely not covering like the entire area. I'm just kind of showing you where I'm filling in at. I'm going to bring some down the bridge of the nose. You could also highlight areas on the forehead, on the chin. But those are just the basic spots that I usually do. Well, there's another spot that I usually do. I have some pretty deep laugh lines right here, so sometimes I usually go in and add a little bit of concealer for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I definitely want them to look brighter so they don't look as sunken in. And while I'm letting that sit for just a moment, I'm going to go ahead and I will be using the Coty Airspun translucent powder. I'm just going to take the puff out and I'm going to tap some into the lid. And I have my dampened sponge nearby to not only smooth all this out, but I'm also going to be baking with it. I'm going to go ahead and pat out that concealer. I'm thinking that maybe I should have got a smaller sponge. I do have a smaller sponge that sometimes I use, but I forgot to wet it, so we're just going to use this today. Now, after you're done patting in your concealer, and while it's still tacky, you'll want to dip your still dampened sponge into some of your translucent powder and cake it on there pretty well. And then just lightly, don't press it really hard into the skin, just lightly tap it over where you highlighted. A lot of times, if you want to really create a more precise line under your contour, you can go ahead and you know what, I'm just going to do that anyway. You want to let this sit for around 5 or so minutes, just so it has enough time to warm up with the heat of your skin. You can even do this before you do your eye look. So go ahead and do like your face makeup and you put all the powder on and you can let it bake while you do your eyeshadow. And any fallout you might have from your eyeshadow falls onto the powder, and then when you go to wipe away the bake, it takes the fallout with it. So that's a good way to do it too. I just decided to do it like this today. So I'm gonna let this sit on here for a few minutes and then I'll finish up my face makeup. I'm recording on my phone, so I can't even play on my phone while I wait. While I'm waiting, I figure I might as well show y'all my dog. This is Thor. He needs a haircut. He's getting one tomorrow, aren't you, baby? Alright, I think it's been plenty of time. So what you want to do is just grab a fluffy brush, dust off the bake. I'm going to dust it outward just with light flicking motions. You don't want to bear down too hard. Just lightly dust off the top layer of powder that's still there. And that's pretty much it for baking. Now, if you feel like it still looks a little too powdery, you might need to use a different powder. It might just be that you need to let it sit for a little bit and your body heat will warm it up a bit more and make it look a little more seamless. You also might just need to use some setting spray and that might help. There's really no precise, you gotta use this powder, you gotta use this technique kind of thing. You just do what you feel looks best for you. And that's really what makeup is all about anyway. I feel like that really smoothed out my pores in that area because I usually have pretty big pores right here. And I feel like it really smoothed out my under eye, except for where I have those huge deep creases. But I have a feeling that's just because I've said this before. Anyway, and now I would just do the rest of my makeup, spray some setting spray on my face, and I would be completely done. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go finish up my makeup and go about my day. I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, give this video a like and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. I really hope I see you next Thursday for another video. Have a great day. See you soon.